Hi there, Lee here from Luminary Wealth. Today, I'd like to talk about dreams. How many times in your life have you watched a movie that was filmed in an amazing location and you said to yourself, oh, wow, I would love to go there someday. But then life gets in the way and you don't actually get to realize your dream. Now, here you are, years later, and you're no closer to getting that thing that you wanted. We are all guilty of dreaming about places that we want to go, adventures we want to experience, or special things we want to buy, and then never acting on them. But what sets the doers apart from the non-doers is actually something much simpler than you think. And no matter how little money or time you have, you can do the things you want in life. My mom had a teacher friend that she worked with named Betsy. Betsy and her husband loved to travel. It was really important to them, and to make sure that they achieved this goal, they had a trip jar and this whole strategy that they used to keep their savings on track. I have more details on how they managed to travel all over the world on small teacher salaries in this week's blog, and I'll link that in the comments below. In late 2019, I decided to create my own version of a trip jar for myself and my kids. In my version, we actually have two jars. One is called the Small Dreams Jar, and the other one is called the Big Dreams Jar. I used the same concepts that I learned from Betsy and her husband to break up our goals into smaller, manageable chunks. Small dreams are any trip, activity, or experience under $200. So this includes things like camping, putt-putt, tie-dye t-shirts, rock climbing, museums, or a day trip to a not-so-distant destination. The Big Dreams Jar has everything else. So week-long vacations, expensive excursions, and seemingly unattainable experiences. I told my kids to dream big. We put things in the jar like the Caribbean, Arches National Park, the Redwood Forests in California, and even Disney World. The first trip they pulled out of the jar was a vacation to Lake Michigan. So we researched Airbnb houses, including activities like kayaking and charter fishing, and we budgeted to have ice cream every single day, and plenty of money for groceries and gas too. And then we put it all in a spreadsheet where we talked about how much everything cost, and they were intimately involved in every step of the process. So we put everything in the budget so that it was all inclusive, and when we added it all up, we decided it would cost about $2,500. We agreed to save $3,500 to include a backup buffer, just in case. So with $450 that we could put away every month, that meant we could go on our trip in 8 months. So once a month over dinner, they would watch as I moved money into the savings account and marked it on the spreadsheet that we were 1 month closer to realizing this big dream. In June, with $3,500 in the bank, we set off on our adventure. And every time something had to be paid, I discussed it with the kids. They watched me book the charter fishing boat and the kayaking reservations, and I kept all the receipts and gas and groceries, and we put them all in a spreadsheet every couple of days, and that way we could see how we were doing in comparison to our budget. They loved being part of this mysterious world of knowing how much things cost and actively helping me manage the adventure and knowing how we were doing against the goal that we'd set all those months ago. The key concept that I want them to learn is that embracing the idea of delayed gratification can lead to more successes in life than any other skill. Having my kids wait so many months to take their adventure taught them this lesson better than any mom lecture ever could. We want to teach our children to wait for that extra prize and help them learn that it's absolutely worth it. The idea that a child can choose a reward later over a reward now is the first step in demonstrating that saving for retirement is worth giving up that thing that they want right now. And this is a behavior that we have to teach early and often. We recently published a piece on saving early and often and how powerful it is to let time do the work to build your wealth. I'll link it in the comments below. The younger we start our children and our grandchildren and teaching them the behaviors of delayed gratification, the better they'll fare in the long term with their savings and their ability to plan adventures and dreams. In this week's blog that talks about the dream jars, we're also including a printable dreams jar tracker that you can use with your family. Let your kids fill a jar with fun destinations and then pick one to start with. Let them fill in the jar thermometer and put it on the refrigerator, and they can see the bucket grow and grow. Another idea that I came up with is to print photos of the place that you're going and the things that you're going to go see and post them all over the house in random places so that the kids notice the photos on the walls when they walk around the house, and they have that visual to remind them that the small sacrifices they're making now are worth the prize at the end. Those visual reminders are so powerful to help you stay on track. I'll leave you with 2 quotes, which I actually put on our dreams jars, and we read them together every time we add dreams or pick trips. On the big dreams jar, it says, "A dream without a plan is just a wish." Talk to your kids about the idea that without planning, dreams will be just that, dreams. They'll never become reality unless we break them down into tiny chunks that we can work on today. On the small dreams jar, it says, "Enjoy the small things in life because one day you'll look back and realize they were the big things." These small, seemingly insignificant adventures, the things you do with consistency, are the ones that your kids will remember more than any toy or gift you ever buy them. The time you dedicate to them on frequent occasions will stay with them and shape the way that they spend their time with their kids when they become parents. The concept of small dreams also teaches our kids that things don't have to be expensive to be epic. Now it's time to put your dreams into action. Get yourself a mason jar and start planning your dreams today. Thanks for watching and have a great week.